Yo, what is going on, y'all? It's that nigga Gio, aka Dirty Ass Gio, aka Full Block Gio, aka Gio from the Plantation. Man, it's that '03 nigga, man. You hear me? DPGMG type shit. Today we here with that part 2 of the rapping Hitman claiming 11 bodies, Bloodhound Lil Jeff. Let's get right into it, man. Shout out my DP brother, shout out K Dubsky, shout out Breezo, shout out JR, shout out Brando, shout out everybody, man. It's a bunch of DP members too. I ain't even say just now, but shout out my God.
When it comes to Lil Jeff and his alleged bodies, the rumours and theories tend to range from the absurd, suggesting that he's truly a demon catching all of these bodies, to pretty much complete denial that he ever killed anyone at all. But there's no doubt to me that Jeff was really in these streets though, with several videos circulating on Q50's Instagram years later showing that by 2024, Lil Jeff was indeed a hardened gangster riding around the city, constantly strapped with guns, ready to kill at a moment's notice. However, it would seemingly be a process of several years before he would become the hardened gang member he was known as today. In one of the earliest YouTube videos covering Jeff's alleged bodies, his rumoured murder spree stretches all the way back to September 2014, with his first alleged body supposedly being an 18-year-old who went by the name Mally Marl, real name Kamal Burton, who was allegedly affiliated with the H-Ray mob. Although the murder itself would take place in the far south side in the Old Geld Gardens community, at the time Jeff would have barely been a 12-year-old boy, seemingly gifted in basketball. He would have been spending most of his days training for a career in the sport. Also, according to a CPD spokesperson, Marl was approached by two men who then opened fire. The idea of a scrawny 12-year-old Jeff being mistaken for a grown man in this case sounding pretty unlikely. But for further context, even Jeff's own brother Boogie would have still only been 16 years old at the time of Marl's murder, albeit he would arguably always look older than his age. In more time, we'll likely learn much more about Jeff and his younger years as things come out, but when it comes to his deeds in the streets, it's likely much more sensible to take his own account of his childhood seriously. As he would recount in his DJU interview, Jeff would allegedly truly get in the streets quite late in his life, around 2020, this being his
overlooking at the phone. Folks is overlocked in on that bitch. I be on DJ you bald head ass couch like these. That's the when your bitch trip, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. That's when you get caught. That's the face you hit with your girl. So you the screenshot. So you get caught. You. Yeah, bro, that shit crazy. You feel? Folks ass overlocked there.
New interview, Jeff would allegedly truly get in the streets quite late in his life, around 2020, this being his last year in high school and graduation.
So around what age did you jump off the porch and start hanging out in the streets?
I'm gonna say when I came outside for real, I was like 18 type.
Okay.
I just turned like 18.
However, this certainly doesn't mean that Jeff's childhood was normal by any of broader society standards, as Jeff would also open up to DJU, saying that his father was not in his life growing up, as he too, quote-unquote, stood on business. This perhaps being a reference to Jeffrey Harris Sr.'s alleged time in the streets with the 068 C block.
Let's say back then he wasn't around.
So I was acting weird as shit. I was acting bogus. It was cool. I'm dope, man. He be doing what he do.
So how did that affect you back then, though? Not having pops around.
OG stood on business, so you know, that shit didn't matter for real.
But moreover, as we know now, Jeff's big brother, Jay Boogie, had clearly been in the streets since...
I think Trap Lil Rasmus read that. He was probably talking about his mother. Because DJU asked how was that shit, like, not having a dad around. He was like, OG stood on business. So you know that shit ain't matter for him. He was probably talking about his mother. He was probably talking about his mom. That's what he meant when he said OG. You know, OG stood on business, basically me and mom, like, held everything down. But
matter for real.
But moreover, as we know now, Jeff's big brother, Jay Boogie, had clearly been in the streets since at least the early 2010s, which would seemingly affect Jeff's life and his experiences growing up significantly.
And I'm doing that. I've been seeing my whole life, you know what I'm saying? I told you I got an older brother, so this ain't nothing new for real. It's the same shit I've been seeing. Everything I was doing, I just saw already.
One of these significant moments in the young Jeff's life would of course be witnessing the murder of Kenny Mack. Whilst another incident that affected Jeff growing up was his family house getting shot up with one of the bullets, according to Jeff, whizzing by right next to his head.
So can you tell us like who introduced you to the street life?
My brother.
Your older brother, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And how was he showing you the ropes?
Let me tell you, my crib got shot up when I was like 14. I was some stupid ass. The bullet that flew like right past my face. They had shot the back and the front. Then they blew the car and set that on fire. It was busting. I ain't gonna lie, it was going on. That almost hit me, though. See what I'm saying, though? like that. That play a part. All type of just seeing that shit
Almost,
every day.
almost blew the car up in some Call of Duty shit. I mean, I'm not even going to lie to you. Them niggas wanted you dead. You talking about on some goofy shit? That was on some murderous intention shit. You're tripping. What the fuck, folks? I don't see what you saying. There's no shit like that going on in my life. I want this to be known. No matter how much shit I talk, there's no niggas riding through the plantation blowing up my mom's car. Maybe I'm not. Hey, it's different levels of street shit. That shit need to be known. It's different levels of street shit. That nigga's in the beef. I'm not. I just realized I got beef with a couple niggas, but I'm not in no war. That shit really just put shit into like in plain text for my dumb ass. You in beef with niggas, but you not in a war. Blowing up, making the car get on fire is crazy.
like that. That play a part. All type of just seeing that shit every day. I was seeing it every day. You know what I'm saying? So everything I was seeing that shit all the time. Just like I'm doing right now.
Nigga said that like it was some normal shit. Let me know if y'all car ever got shot up in that
while
bitch
Jeff
caught
would seemingly
fire.
appear in the drill scene almost out of nowhere, he was always the product of his environment, and that environment being one of the most dangerous in the whole of Chicago during the 2010s and beyond. When it comes to Jeff's time in the streets after 2020, when he supposedly got involved with the Bloodhounds heavy for his brother, there's still no shortage of alleged victims that are commonly or less commonly attributed to his supposed double-digit body count, with even the YouTuber who had originally published one of the first supposed body lists of Jeff spinning back with a new video sometime later, this time including only names post-2020.
Love and Hip Hop Atlanta is dropping its first cast album.
I want to put this album together with real artists.
With new love.
One of the more obscure names on this list of people that Lil Jeff allegedly took the lives of was an alleged member of the crew Hit Squad by the name of Lil Gutter, real name Ronnie L. Sistruck Jr., who would lose his life in 2021 around the same time when the young Bloodhounds, such as Vert and Jeff, would allegedly be responsible for the deaths of the A-Tray members Clay and crew, with Gutter being shot down on the 13th of May 2021, eerily exactly 1 month after the murder of crew on the 13th of April. Gutter would be caught on the 700 block of 79th Street, this location being a mere 4 minutes walk from the intersection of 79th and Maryland, one of the main spots that Jeff and other Bloodhound members have claimed in their music videos. However, when it comes
Y'all know I'm from Baltimore, bro, so I don't know, I feel weird every time I hear Maryland. I'm like, you talking about us? Like Yo, giving us a shout out, random and shit. Like, I don't know.
To any actual proof, the main spots that Jeff and other Bloodhound members have claimed in their music videos. However, when it comes to any actual proof that Jeff or the Bloodhounds were behind this murder, the evidence seems to be slim to none, with this particular case further muddled by the fact that Hit Squad would have another, much more known member called Gutter 2, who would unfortunately also end up losing his life, in this case in 2015, allegedly by the Bloodhound affiliated set MTV 079, whose members have commonly dissed this Gutter over the years too. Another less commonly heard name in this YouTuber's list is an alleged member of the Evans mob called Black, real name Roger Lewis, who was a 33-year-old OG of his block, shot dead in a drive-by whilst driving in March 2022. The only problem with this theory is that Black's alleged killer was in fact charged already the following month, in April 2022, and is now serving his sentence for the murder. Also in 2022, Jeff would end up losing someone seemingly very close to him, a man named Jamarian Loston, better known in the streets as J-Mo, who was allegedly part of the 06679 Alliance. There are some rumors that claim that it was this murder that motivated Jeff to catch his first body as revenge, this victim getting allegedly caught outside of a corner store or gas station as
Lord, let my nigga J-Mo, damn I hate he gone, but you know I miss to get back and it won't be long. That's crazy. That's a hard ass line, boy. What? That's a hard ass line. I ain't gonna lie to you. He said, caught one nigga lacking at the store, tried to run it back. You know you too slow. 5 shots left him, stretched him in the dough. Then Lil Cuz gave him 10 more. What that got to do with catching niggas making store runs? Where you going, my boy? Come in. Oh, he must have caught him at the store. Oh.
first body as revenge. This victim getting allegedly caught outside of a corner store or gas station, as Jeff and other Bloodhounds have implied in several songs. Later on, there would also be some rumors surfacing online that Jeff was supposedly even carrying out contract killings all the way in Milwaukee, with one Chiracologist dropping a picture in the comments of Jeff hanging out with some alleged local gang members from Milwaukee, with this picture being from a music video of the rappers Ghost, 53206, Super Throwed Fay Fay, and K-Rax called Plenty Missed Calls, released in July 2023. This outfit actually being the very same one that Jeff is wearing in his music video for the song N-Words B12, released on March 2023. In fact, even now, K-Rax still seemingly has Jeff as his profile picture on Instagram, which he likely changed following Jeff's death. Jeff and the other Bloodhounds would also later make several references to doing contract killings and to Milwaukee, with JB Bin Laden rapping in the song Run But Can't Hide that also features Lil Jeff how the Bloodhounds have blood for hire, meaning that they're selling hits too. Whilst Jeff himself would also rap in the song LA Freestyle how someone tripped and got killed and how he's in Milwaukee like the NBA team, the Milwaukee Bucks. Q52 would claim in the leaked song BH4L how people know that he has bodies from state to state and that he's clapping people in Milwaukee for money. However, while some people on Reddit swear that this is a fact, there seems to be...
Why are they talking so federal? Like, dude, them niggas do not love freedom.
that he's clapping people in Milwaukee for money.
Y'all know
However,
the police have ears and can listen to music too.
Very little actual proof to back up these claims, and it appears that when it comes to the more plausible rumors, these will begin not long after the death of Z Money in March 2023, with one of the first alleged victims of Jeff following Z Money's murder being a young man called Lil Pooh, real name Pierre Boozer Jr., who hailed from Jeff's old stomping grounds, being allegedly part of the Flipside set who repped the 93rd Street. However, Pooh was seemingly well affiliated in the East Side, with his brother allegedly being part of the 95 mob located in the Princeton Park neighborhood, while Pooh was also, according to some, allegedly affiliated with none other than Trap City, with him even having 067 in his Instagram profile name. However, there's very little to be shown about his affiliations on his social media. To the contrary, there's more to be shown about Pooh's connection with the Bloodhounds, although the reason behind these connections could be either affiliation or rivalry. Whatever the case, at the time of his death, Pooh was seemingly living far away from Flipside, Trap City, or Drill City, all the way outside of the borders of Chicago on the 1800 block of 223rd Street in the community of Sauk Village. There, on the 9th of April 2023, a few weeks after the death of Z Money, police would respond to reports of shots fired and find an unresponsive Pooh laying on the front lawn of his home with multiple gunshot wounds, and his death would soon be ruled a homicide. Unfortunately, it seems that from the beginning, the police had very little to go on to solve Pooh's murder, and they would end up reaching out to the public in the hope that they would receive some clues or witnesses might step forward, but these clues would never seemingly materialize, and this murder remains unsolved. However, in this case, there are several examples of Lil Jeff seemingly claiming responsibility for Pooh's murder. For example, on the 9th of April 2024, the French Chicago show aficionado Squid Ape would make a tribute post to Pooh on his Instagram, which would quickly gather numerous comments of people laughing at his death, which one commenter would ask what he had done to invoke such a reaction, to which Lil Jeff himself would comment saying that Pooh had been dissing Z Money. Then, a few days before Jeff's death, an unreleased song of him was leaked online, the song having a bar where Jeff seemingly describes Pooh's death, saying how Pooh had dissed Z Money and now he's gone, before describing someone waiting for him to come home whilst laying in the grass outside his house. This bar seemingly describing exactly what might have taken place before Pooh's murder. On Reddit, one commenter would point out how Jeff had been hanging out with members from Flipside not long before his death, whilst guessing that this is why the song was never officially released at the time. However, on Jeff's posthumous album Stepping in Blood, this song is indeed included with the title In Your Home.
I'm Millie, a content creator, coach, and business owner. If I had to start my business from zero, I would have...
But what makes the matter even more confusing is the fact that one of Pooh's good friends from Flipside would seemingly post an earnest tribute to Jeff following his death. And to make matters even more complicated, Jeff by no means wasn't the only one dissing Pooh after his death. Only a few days before the murder of Pooh, a young man would be killed in the community of Park Forest during an altercation at a house party. Park Forest being only a short drive away from Pooh's Sauk Village community. As it would turn out, the killed man was not just anyone, but an actual blood brother of the infamous rapper in Chicago drill, Wooski, originally from the STL EBT set. His brother, who was called Lowski, real name Ladarius Williams, allegedly belonged to a set called the E-Block, and also apparently was part of a clique called Haddyway, which much like the Bloodhounds, allegedly consists of members from a few different sets and is named after...
Small ass city, man. Small ass city, man. I did not expect to see King Drill in this motherfucker. I swear to God, yeah, I did not expect to see Big Wooski. That was the last nigga I expected to see in this shit. I ain't gonna lie to you. Damn, my blood brother Wooski got killed at a party.
clique called Haddyway, which, much like the Bloodhounds, allegedly consists of members from a few different sets and is named after a boy called Haddy who was killed in 2016. This clique having been in a deadly war with JB Bin Laden's 400 East set for years. As the rumor would be, Pooh had allegedly had something to do with Lowski's death, and following Pooh's death, the members of the Haddyway would also seemingly claim to have been behind his murder. Meanwhile, following Jeff's death, Pooh's brother would rejoice on social media, laughing at how everyone who had dissed his brother had ended up getting shot themselves. However, who all these people were besides Jeff was not entirely clear, as it seems that Pooh was a known menace on the east side, as a rapper affiliated with the Mix Mob set called Lou Glocks would say in his tribute to Pooh. This being yet another example that Pooh seemingly had both many affiliations, but also many enemies on the east side. But then, coming into the summer of 2023, Jeff would allegedly catch someone that almost no one would deny being his likely victim. As mentioned earlier, the murder of Z Money would allegedly break down the decade-plus long affiliations between Trap City or Chris World and Drill City, with Jeff and his Bloodhound friends from that point onwards seemingly being consumed by their urge for a get-back for Z Money. In the song 333, which would seemingly first leak or be unofficially put out by Jeff's team some weeks before his death, the track would officially be released on the 14th of July with a music video that was filmed while Jeff was still alive. In the song, Jeff raps a bar about the Bloodhounds shooting so much on the Rhodes Avenue that their ops had to shut their trap down. This bar likely referring particularly to the Rhodes Avenue roughly between the 66th and 68th streets, which is one of the main areas of Trap City or Chris World. Indeed, looking at sources
that's
like
fucked
Chicago's...
up. Bro died young as shit, bro. R.I.P. Bloodhound Lil Jeff, because he just like keep talking about the album, and I just keep thinking like, shorty was raw talented with the music shit, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? But he really was like that with the music shit. From what I'm saying, from what I'm seeing and what I heard so far, I ain't saying I'm the biggest fanatic or bro or nothing, but from what I'm hearing, he's like tough with this shit, but that's the last album we gonna get from Shorty. You feel me? Like, that's his posthumous album. Like, it's probably not his last album. They probably gonna do this and then do another one with hella random ass features on it. Like, you know that nigga wasn't trying, you feel me, do a track with French Montana and shit like that, bro. Like, come on. Like, come on, let's keep it a beat. You feel what I'm saying? Like, yeah, they gonna do that little bullshit that they be doing, but it's cool. It's cool for real. But yeah, it's really just fucked up. You feel me? It's fucked up that he died hella young like that. My fault.
Spot News, who follow the CPD's police radio traffic, there will be numerous times that gunshots will be reported around that area during the summer and fall of 2023. In fact, in his February 2024 song called Striker, Jeff even specifically implies that they are the reason why Trap City's hood is so often on Spot News. However, the alleged get back for Z Money would surprisingly take place far away from the hood of Trap City. On the 25th of June, at around 8:55 PM, Trap City member called Leal, real name Jaleel Goins, will be sitting in a parked rideshare car in the Little Italy neighborhood near the University of Illinois Chicago campus. This neighborhood, sometimes now called Little Italy or University Village, is these days a truly upmarket neighborhood that's experienced high levels of gentrification since its inception as the home of many of Chicago's first Italian immigrants, and the demolition of all the large public housing complexes during the 2000s. By all accounts, this is one of the safest neighborhoods in Chicago and one of the last places where one should expect to be a victim of gun violence. Nevertheless, while Leal was sitting in his rideshare car on the 1300 block of West Taylor Street, someone would approach the car on foot and open fire through the rear passenger window, shooting inside the car numerous times before running away. The rideshare driver would immediately take off and drive the seriously wounded Leal to the nearest hospital, which was less than a mile away, but by that time, it would already be too late and Leal would be pronounced dead upon arriving at the hospital. The local ABC 7 News will be at the scene later that night and the next morning, interviewing the locals who had witnessed the shooting, with one of them explaining how the police may have counted 8 shots on the car window, but she claimed to have heard more than 20. This perhaps said something about the type of gun that was used in the shooting.
Well, as you know, these are very busy sidewalks. Here in Little Italy, you often have people walking to restaurants, bars, and stores, and last night was no different. Unfortunately, a young man lost his life, and a young man who is very well connected to an organization that many people in Chicago and across the country are familiar with, Project Hood. This evening, a statement from the founder about condolences and their recommitment to the work they do. Chicago police investigating a fatal shooting yesterday evening. 19-year-old Jaleel Goins was pronounced dead at Rush University Medical Center, but police and nearby residents tell us the incident began in the 1300 block of West Taylor Street, where Goins was a passenger in a rideshare and was shot. Then the rideshare driver drove Goins to the hospital.
I knew it was shots, and like I said, I was in my bedroom, and I kind of ran like on the side of my bedroom, on the other side of the wall, because, you know, bullets don't have eyes. I thought that was it.
I thought that was it.
This woman was outside to meet someone. She tells me she was looking down at her phone, then heard the shots. She thought she had been shot, but she had not.
I'm down there on the ground crying and shaking and stuff. Pow, pow, pow. They said it was like 8 shots. No, I believe it was more than 20.
Pastor Corey confirms going.
I would have believed her in the book at first, but come on, after hearing her talk, bro, she don't know how many fucking shots it was. Her ass was crying, shitting, and pissing on herself. Her ass on the ground, pissing, need new panties, need new diapers. Her ass don't know how many shots on her.
Owens was the son of an employee at Project Hood, releasing a statement saying in part, "Today, we are not just an organization. We are a family mourning the loss of a young life taken far too soon."
I'm still processing it because I'm still shaking.
It's scary. You know, we should be able to walk out our door, walk to get something to eat.
DMV, did you know that UMGC tuition is low cost and you pay $0 for digital materials in most courses? Plus, right now, the
bro, get your education. Y'all better tap in.
Something definitely needs to be done about the crime.
Pastor Brooks tells us that Goins was a son of their executive assistant as well as a brother of their youth manager. In his statement, he went on to say, "This reminds us of the need to stand together against gun violence." As for the investigation, Chicago police tell us at this point, no one in custody, no motive.
Following the incident, the rideshare driver too would open up about his traumatic experience, explaining how Leal had likely passed away already during the short drive to the hospital.
The rideshare driver whose passenger was shot to death in his car near UIC is opening up about the traumatic experience. 19-year-old Jaleel Goins was shot after getting into Robert Smith's car on Sunday night. Smith says he hit the gas when someone standing outside of the car started shooting. He rushed Goins to the hospital where he was pronounced dead.
I was running stop signs and intersections to get away. So at one intersection I had to stop because there was a car coming through, and then I turned to him and said, "Hey, I'm going to take you to the hospital." And he said, "Okay." Then the next time I stopped, I had to stop at a light because there was 2 cars coming through the intersection, so I couldn't run it immediately. I looked back then and he wasn't moving anymore.
Police have not made any arrests in this shooting.
The very next day, on the 26th of June, Jeff, together with JB and Q50, would drop their remix to Lil Yachty's popular track Coffin, reusing the beat and making their own version of the song with the same name. The song and music video had obviously been made a long time before Leal's death, but the timing of the drop is still pretty interesting given the title of this track, Coffin. And the music video for Coffin begins with Q50 showing an old video of Z Money to the camera as the title of the song is placed on top of it, and the video ends with Q50 making a Z hand sign to the camera, showing that the death of Z Money was certainly playing a major role in their lives at this point. While in the lyrics, Lil Jeff largely continues his usual antics, talking about toting switches and Dracos and killing his ops with face shots, as well as saying how their ops are sneak dissing and throwing subliminals, before ending his verse by saying how he might rob a rapper next while showing 2 bust-down watches fully flooded with diamonds on his arm. The implication seemingly being that Jeff was already deep in his habit of robbing people of their watches at this point, with him even rapping that he might rob a rapper that just signed a record deal. And for the record, these watches are serious licks. These aren't vintage Datejust we're talking about. The 2 watches being shown off in this video are serious pieces. One is an iced out Rolex Day Date, which would be worth at least $33,000 if real, and the other appears to be a fully iced out Audemars Piguet Royal Oak chronograph with Arabic numerals. Now, I'm not saying that this watch is definitely fake, but I did do a lot of digging and I couldn't find a single listing for an AP in 2-tone with the same dial layout and the Arabic numerals like the one Jeff's wearing in this video. Like, I couldn't find one at all. It doesn't exist. But I did find very similar configurations to the watch that Jeff's wearing, going for around $50,000 to $70,000. Perhaps it's an AP that's been customized, or perhaps it's fake, as I did find a very similar looking fake one for less than $600. But anyway, after dropping the song Coffin, Jeff would take a few months long hiatus from dropping new music, but he would still remain active on social media. During one Instagram live from this period that's still available online, Jeff describes how they are the reason their ops are dead or in a wheelchair, before Q50 notices someone who appears to be from Trap City commenting on the live how Jeff and Q50 are sharing the same Marnie mask, to which Q50 reacts by beginning to clap his hands, while putting on a smile that can only be described as devious, giving Jeff a run for his money for the #1 Joker of Chirac.
The other day in a wheelchair, they got shot or they brought a man.
Hey, who you talking about, boy? Hey. We were just talking on the phone, we were just cool, so who the fuck you talking about?
They said we sharing a Marnie mask. So first grade, we just had a mask that we, that's the hat.
What the fuck is that? That's the hat.
It's just like this.
The clapping of hands would eventually become somewhat.
I'm not gonna lie, Chad.
Like this.
The clapping of.
That's some wild shit. I hate sharing my mask with a nigga. And I hate sharing my hats with niggas. I'm not gonna lie. I don't like sharing headwear with niggas. Like, bro, real shit, bro. I done shared my mask with niggas, bro. I hate that shit, bro. I be on some shit like, don't even give it back, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. And I hate that he right when he says like a hat, cause niggas will ask you to borrow a hat. The niggas will ask you to borrow the mask real quick. But it's like, I hate giving both up to niggas. I don't like that shit. I'm like, nah, bro. You fuck no, bro. I hate that shit personally, Chad, but I feel like we shouldn't be sharing masks like we share hats, though. You feel me? Because that mask, bro, your saliva, your whole mouth right there up on it, bro. It's like we done damn near kissed damn near. You feel me? Like, I don't like sharing I don't like sharing masks with niggas, Chad. I just had to go on that rant because I really do, like, that shit really do be happening. I really do hate that shit every time it happens, like, yeah, bro, you can shit. Yeah, bro, you can wear my mask, and I don't even want that bitch back.
Hands would eventually become somewhat of a trademark for Q50 when referring to killing ops or getting back for Z-Money.
Y'all move out here. Everybody probably see y'all got the Z-Money tattoo on your face. It's probably real noticeable.
You know that. You see, that's that related. That's that get back for my man. That's that get back for my man. That's that get back for my man.
Y'all basically let us know who that is too. We see y'all keep his name alive every chance y'all get.
That's cuz. That's our cousin, folks. Me and folks cousin. You see, folks, see that real sandbox, baby.
Let us know like the impact he had on the hood.
Spit a hot ass.
You see it tattoo on my face. You see that?
Hey, look, relentless. Relentless.
It's brothers.
Impact strong.
Hey, look. The same I cried about, you know.
Anyway, more Trap City members would soon enter the chat, aiming their disses particularly at Q50, saying how he just came outside in 2020, and pointing out that he has Z-Money tatted on his face but hasn't even known him for over 5 years, as well as saying that he used to be just a gamer, to which Q50 would once again respond simply by clapping at the camera.
Hey, why do niggas talk about niggas running? Oh, ain't no ever have you running, folks. Hey, look though, folks. They got no money on these racks, man. Hey, hold on. Even if folks came outside yesterday, guess what?
What they say, I can't see no.
A lot of niggas ain't even gonna bounce.
That's a compliment. All right, the comments. They said Quill just came outside, got that man on my dick, on my L's. Come on now. On folks' grade, I've been just. No.
Hey, L's, yo, just start doing. Used to ride horses in the hood.
This back and forth would only intensify, with Vert now addressing Trap City explicitly, while Q50 would reminisce about the times that he allegedly made Trap City members run, before the discussion would eventually turn to Leal, with Jeff saying how he can't even smoke with you if you don't smoke Leal.
I wasn't even talking about them because they had some goofy to me now, because I wasn't even talking about them. I ain't even said that about 67. They had some straight peons for them. They did it themselves. I wasn't even talking about them. They came trying to come into my life and be funny. Yeah, folks used to ride horses. Why you talking about some this, that? You know all that. I see where it is.
Folks used to ride horses.
80 of them want to be so cool with 67, and that's what it is. I see that. Oh, man.
They say I woke up, started spinning. That's like you know what I'm saying? That's a compliment. Hey, L's on my dear grandmother grave. Please go stand on your block right now and I'll finish show you just like I did. No.
Yeah.
So folks, can we get half that list lad today? Off that Leal?
You don't want to smoke Leal, I ain't trying to match. I ain't gonna lie.
Let's play a new.
If you ain't smoking my eyes, I can't smoke your eyes.
Then, after taking almost half a year break from dropping new music, Jeff would come out with a new song and music video together with Vert in late December 2023, a track titled Stretched. In the song, Jeff ends his verse by rapping how he caught one of his ops in a bowl, this more specifically meaning a fishbowl, which is a reference to somebody being caught in a car with windows that are not tinted, making them an easy target, with this obviously seeming like a clear reference to the fact that Leal was caught in a parked rideshare car. Jeff would later make the same fishbowl reference during one of his IG lives, saying how he's trying to catch a shark in a shark tank.
I caught a in a fishbowl, trying to see if you would catch a big shark in a fish tank.
Hey, yeah.
This game, you're not ready for it.
Shut that shit up.
And a few months
fool.
later, in March 2024, the Trap City and Leal dissing would continue as Jeff and Vert released a song and music video titled FTO, a common abbreviation for F the Ops. And on the song, Vert first raps how his old friends have become his ops now, before Jeff comes in, starting his verse with a wild opening line, saying that he left 7 people dead in his city, and this time dissing Leal by name, saying how he's not giving any passes and anyone lacking is getting smoked, before saying how they're smoking on a Leal pack. Later that same month, Jeff and JB Bin Laden would release their song and music video titled Run But Can't Hide, where Jeff raps just like Vert in the previous song that he's now beefing with guys that he used to be so close with and that they used to sleep in the same bed. This would be almost word for word the same thing that Jeff's mother would allegedly tell him in a text message, where she appeared to praise him for the murders he was doing in the streets and appearing to be in awe of her son's violent reputation, saying, "Go ahead, son, your name ringing bells in the streets." I said, "Is that my boy?" And going on to say that she loves to see him sliding on the kids who slept in the same bed as him as a child. With this old Instagram story from Jeff showing their supposed text exchange with his mother going viral after his death and even getting reactions from channels like No Jumper. Dissing Leal and Trap City had now become a common occurrence in the Bloodhound's music and would continue like
some
clockwork.
real shit,
In the
she
song
need to
No
just
Tomorrow
say
by
that,
Q50,
boy.
Jeff and a rapper
She
called FG
promoting
Red dropped
praise
with a
and shit
music
like
video
that.
in
She
April
need to get
2024.
fucking arrested.
Q50
She
raps
need
how
to
he
get
calls the
spent
last
on.
dead op from the 67th, aka Trap City, an Uber pack. And this was once again followed by that
That
same
was
month
OD,
with
my
Jeff's
bad.
solo
Part of my
song,
body,
Tony
she don't need to
Montana,
get
where
spent
Jeff
on, but
raps
she
how they're
need
killing their
help.
ops while the ops are throwing up L's.
She
This once
killed
again
that little
seemingly
boy,
being
I
a
feel
direct
like.
reference
She
to Leal,
praising
as
that
Jeff
shit.
and the Bloodhounds would also make it
She
their habit
directly
following the
set
death
that
of
shit
Leal
up
to
for
drop
that little boy.
L's
That's
as a
fucked
diss
up,
to
bro.
him. In the song 333 by Lil Jeff, Q50, and the honorary Bloodhound member
My
Lil
bad, y'all. I
Scale
wasn't even paying
and this was
attention. That shit was
150, Jeff, his
disgusting.
death,
My
and
bad.
even getting reactions from channels
I
like
ain't
No
like
Jumper.
that shit,
Dissing Leal
bro.
and Trap
What the
City
fuck?
had now become a common occurrence in the Bloodhound's music and would continue like clockwork. In the song No Tomorrow by Q50, Jeff and a rapper called FG Red dropped with a music video in April 2024. Q50 raps how he calls the last dead op from the 67th, aka Trap City, an Uber pack. And this was once again followed by that same month with Jeff's solo song Tony Montana, where Jeff raps how they're killing their ops while the ops are throwing up L's. This once again seemingly being a direct reference to Leal, as Jeff and the Bloodhounds would also make it their habit following the death of Leal to drop L's as a diss to him. In the song 333 by Lil Jeff, Q50, and the honorary Bloodhound member Lil Scoom from a set called The Burly Boys, that would first appear online in May 2024, but would later be released after Jeff's death, together with a music video. Jeff would once again seemingly reference catching.
Damn, hold on. Let's go. That's the nigga that got supposedly set up by Nene Brooks, ain't it? Damn. I just had to put together where I remember that name from. My bad.
Later be released after Jeff's death, together with a music video. Jeff would once again seemingly reference catching Leal inside of a car, saying how Leal saw him and realized he was stuck. Even after his death, new songs would keep coming out, where Jeff references catching someone in a drive share car, such as one song that was aptly titled Lift, that seemingly leaked shortly after his death, where Jeff raps how he makes his ops disappear like magic and that somebody shouldn't have been driving in that lift. Jeff himself would also acknowledge that he was dissing Leal in almost every song on his posthumous album, Stepping in Blood, on the song In Your Home. There's also some rumors that Q50 had in fact gotten shot in the leg not long before the murder of Leal, possibly by Trap City, with Jeff and Q50 sometimes seemingly referencing this in their songs. Meanwhile, Trap City members were mourning their loss, with even respected older members like OTF Black and Trap City Rob changing their Facebook profile pictures to pictures of Leal soon after his death. However, the death of Leal would also hit very close to home for even Jeff himself, due to his father being from the area that's now part of Trap City. And following his passing, many people who were seemingly close to Jeff's father would post their tributes to Leal. The rapper Tero, who used to be close with Vert before the beef between Drill City and Trap City, would also make a tribute to Leal in late 2023, saying how he wished he could get him back, to which Jeff would troll Tero by liking the post with an emoji that's hugging a heart. No wonder then that the very next day, Tero would repost another picture of him with Leal, this time with a message implying that the next year the Bloodhounds were going to go extinct. This post now seemingly eerily prophetic, giving what would indeed take place in 2024. But before 2023 would come to a close, 2 other people would lose their lives under mysterious circumstances, with these 2 becoming the latest victims of Lil Jeff, according to online rumors. In the early morning hours of November the 1st, 2023, a man and a woman were inside a car.
I like how Trap Lil Ross put his videos together. That shit just fire. Like, this just great ass content, bro. And I'm appreciative that this shit on YouTube. I'm appreciative that YouTube is a platform, bro. I love YouTube so bad, bro. It's like, bro, we got fire ass little content like this that you can't get nowhere else. You can't go on Netflix and get some shit like this. And we getting shit like this for the free ski. Niggas is just making this and putting it out. And they getting paid off of just niggas watching ass. Like, niggas don't gotta pay $5 to watch this video. Like, if you want to pay $5 or $2 and go to the Patreon, that's an option. That's optional, and you get extra shit with that. It's not even just the base like Netflix subscription. You just getting whatever you get up on that bitch. You feel what I'm saying? You get extra shit if you pay for the Patreon. Like, ain't YouTube fire, y'all? Ain't content creation fire, y'all? I swear this shit heat, ain't it, boy? I swear it is, bro. I fuck with this shit, man. But shout out to Trap Lil Ross, bro. I just fuck with you too, hella.
Car on the 8300 block of South Dorchester Avenue, which is in Mixed Mob's hood. These two were known in the streets as Lil Deuce, real name Donardo Buford, allegedly from a set called Foster Park, located in the Auburn Gresham neighborhood, located in the far south side. And he was with an infamous female gangster known as D Money, real name Desiree McGee, who was allegedly affiliated with numerous sets, including the infamous Woodlawn sets like STL EBT, Gyro City, and Taekwon World, as well as the E-Block Hardaway set from the east side that Wooski's brother Lowski was part of.
That shit got me right clicking.
While the two were sitting in the vehicle, the car was reportedly approached by two suspects who would open fire on D-Money and Lil Deuce, shooting D-Money once whilst hitting Deuce multiple times in the chest, with both of them being transported to the University of Chicago Medical Center, where they would unfortunately both be pronounced dead.
We're told it was around 12:39 Wednesday morning when a 19-year-old man and a 25-year-old woman were sitting inside of a parked vehicle. Police are saying the two suspects fired shots, hitting the 19-year-old man multiple times in his chest. The 25-year-old woman was shot once in her torso. Both were taken to UFC emergency room where they were pronounced dead. As of right now, no one is in custody, but Area 3 detectives are now investigating this. If you have any information that could lead to an arrest, police would like you to contact them immediately. For now, we're here in the Mary Nook neighborhood. I'm Glenn Marshall, WGN News.
This is another one of the rumors regarding Jeff's alleged body count that seems to have very little proof going for it, and many drill fans on places like Reddit and Chiracology have seemed either confused about this rumor or have straight up denied it. With one of the few pieces of evidence used to justify.
Who the fuck is this nigga? Who is individual pot to be merching it on somebody? The fuck? On how did he ain't kill D-Money?
Have seemed either confused about this rumor or have straight up denied it, with one of the few pieces of evidence used to justify this claim being a post made by Jeff on April 2024 when he would quote an unreleased King Von song whilst adding 10 emojis after the lyrics, with many fans considering this as Jeff literally listing all 10 of his supposed victims.
With number 7 of the emojis being a so-called woman's hat emoji. This emoji then supposedly being a reference to D-Money.
Interestingly, Jeff would actually seemingly go back and edit this caption, switching the hat emoji to a princess emoji, making it even more obvious that he was indeed seemingly referring to a female victim. The so-called rescue worker's helmet emoji next to it, on the other hand, is much more open for interpretation, with one possible option being that the emoji's red color actually refers to the Black Pea Stones, who were known to rep the color red, with Foster Park, where Lil Deuce was from, actually being a Black Pea Stone stronghold.
Or alternatively, Deuce could be symbolized by the crown emoji on either side of the princess emoji, crown being one of the symbols used by the People's Nation gang alliance that the Black Pea Stones belongs to. In fact, in a tribute video for Lil Deuce posted on his Instagram story after his death, his family can be seen putting crown decorations on top of a cake for his 20th birthday. Following the death of D-Money, Jeff would also boast on social media how the Bloodhounds were killing everyone, including women and kids.
Hey, lil' Fredo, what you on, lil' cuz? I still love you, folk, but it's like my little brother feel how he feel, and I'm around with him right or wrong or dead wrong, you know that. So it is what it is, folk. I wish y'all the best of luck, but we do spank ass, and you know this personally. For real, we really kill kids, bitch. If it get to that point, it make me mad enough, mamas will start getting all type of my shit on right. My shit really f***ed up, them purse fuck with my head. Face ass, neck ass, back ass.
It's also worth noting that D-Money was seemingly close with numerous members of Trap City and would do stuff like promote their music and wish them a happy birthday on their social media. Moreover, some people close to D-Money, such as the rapper Flame, who is also from the SDL, EBT, Gyro City and Taekwon World areas, would seemingly diss Lil Jeff following his death. There was also seemingly some kind of connection between Jeff and Lil Deuce, as the two were actually following each other on Instagram. But while these two victims seem like wild rumors at best, the next two are commonly believed to be the work of Jeff and the other Bloodhounds, with these two victims in many ways launching Jeff into the spotlight and helping him rise to become one of the most infamous names in modern Chicago drill, as well as being one of the most ruthless shootings the west side of Chicago had ever seen. To understand the events that would take place in early 2024, we likely have to go all the way back to the early days of the young Bloodhounds. As I mentioned before, out of the three main rappers associated with the Bloodhounds, Jeff, Q50 and Vert, it appears that Vert was likely the first to get into the streets. On his old Facebook page that's under his real name, a young Vert can be seen often hanging out on the east side with the rest of the kids and older members from Drill City and Trap City or Chris World.
How long? No, I asked him something. My head. Yeah, my head. Huh? Go get. Let me go.
Hey, who was that? Who was that?
Say he wants some smoke, he must be high as fuck. Follow me. Everybody good over here? Everybody good over here?
Y'all know it really do hit different though, like watching, like I ain't gonna lie, just being alive and seeing what the fuck going on, bro. Y'all remember we was watching like videos of niggas. Oh shit, my video was hella, damn, my shit was on 70 the whole time. But we watching videos of niggas back in 2016, they was in that shit. Like, you know what I'm talking about? Like, we was watching D-Rose, E-Day, Reese, Fredo. Like, we was watching grown men, or well, they was teenagers, but like growner teenagers, you know? We was watching like, we saw like Vaughn, like, you feel what I'm saying? Like Rico Reckless, like we Moo Boo Crump, like we watching, y'all know what I'm talking about? We watching like older niggas. Bro, I just peeped the day on this shit. October 16, 2016. This nigga's a kid. He probably like my age. 2016, how old I was? What, 11? He probably like not that much either older or younger than me at this time. You feel what I'm saying? Like, that's a jit dead ass. Like, you feel me? It's crazy. We really watching the next generation. Like, we really watching the drill kids grow up into the same shit we watch. We watching the cycle. We dead ass watching the cycle. It's crazy. We are publicly, like, they're publicly displaying the cycle.
How you guys right there? Look at that.
He's talking, I ain't going.
Check it out.
It might be 13, 14.
What that is? Give me some.
What that is? Give me some.
But Vert had also made friends from outside his close neighborhood, with at least one of these friends being all the way out in the west side of Chicago, more specifically a hood known as The Jungle, which is located in the near west side neighborhood close to the United Center, which is home to both the Chicago Bulls NBA team and the Chicago Blackhawks NHL team. The relationship between Vert and his friend from Jungle would continue into their adult years, with Vert seemingly taking trips with the members from Jungle as recently as 2021. There's also a vlog from 2022 by YouTuber J Global Visuals, where Vert can be seen hanging out in the Jungle's hood with them.
Real stop, man. Yeah. Man. No, man. Jungle life, man. We was never known to go. Never. Ever. Jungle life, man. Father that man. Turn the camera. This real live right now. Out the gas from out south. See that BDC. I'm from the east, but got killers from west. GDK, same K.
Damn. Hey, niggas in the motherfucker.
Whatever they say, the whole west side thing, what up? Yeah, you ain't Jungle.
The members from the Jungle, on the other hand, are known to be closely affiliated with
I ain't
another
gonna lie,
close by set
JoJo
called B.
started some shit. Niggas just so openly with dissing the whole nation. Like, niggas are diss a whole nation. Niggas will say a whole nation, K. Like, it's crazy. I ain't gonna lie to you. That shit over there is crazy. I feel like that's why Chicago Warriors on that shit extra crazy, because them niggas over there they ain't got their head on right. they screws hella loose like a motherfucker, bro. Like, them niggas think it's logical and insane that this a whole nation. That shit different over there. I can't lie to y'all. That shit just different.
Feel me?
Whatever they say,
on my side thing, what up?
Whatever they say, K, that's all.
The members from the jungle, on the other hand, are known to be closely affiliated with another close-by set called BKN, also known as Nitty Block, named after a jungle member called Frank Nitty, or Sosa Nitty, real name Frank Looney Jr., who was killed in 2019. It appears that eventually Jeff too would get close with the jungle and BKN, with some videos still existing online showing him hanging out with them on their block. Unfortunately, as the rumour goes, the relationship between the Bloodhounds and BKN or jungle would eventually go sour, after members of the BKN would allegedly turn on them and rob Jeff for some watches, with BKN then, according to Chiracologists, hopping on Instagram Live to gleefully show their alleged $50,000 bounty and the 2 guns that were used to take them.
Yeah. What did it say? They coming like, look, tell
niggas so hot. Them niggas is so fed. They in the background. We can rob him and smoke him. Them niggas are so ridiculous.
I just turned off. In the video, they showed off 2 stolen watches and an iced out chain. And funnily enough, one of the watches was seemingly one of those fake iced out watches designed to look like an iced out AP watch, like the one from the coffin video, with Redditors seemingly noticing that one of these watches was almost certainly an imitation AP, which was in fact an AP tribute by fashion watch company GLD, which currently retails for less than $700. And this is something that the thieves would actually point out in their video, ironically mocking the target of their robbery for having a fake AP.
Stop wearing that. Stop wearing that fake. Tell her I'll start wearing that fake.
Fake AP they got down there, man. Y'all ain't
fake.
I just turned.
While the other watch was just a plain Jane Cartier Santos, which if real would be worth as little as $3,000, along with a matching chain that reads Bartier, which I guess would make sense for the Bloodhounds if they were swapping the C's with B's like old school Bloods when they were buying a chain to match the Cartier watch. But clearly this was no 50 grand lick, and arguably such a small taking that the robbery would certainly not end up being worth the consequences that would come soon after, as despite the low value of the items taken, it would be the damage to the ego of the person the items were taken from that would escalate the situation severely. Jeff too would seemingly later open up about these events, saying that nobody took anything from him by force, but rather they ran off with them when he wasn't paying attention.
Public service announcement.
DMV, did you know UMGC tuition is low cost and you pay $0 for digital materials?
On my dead grandmother's head, if I'm lying, I'm down. God could come pull me out this car right now. I never took a dollar from nothing. A nigga said, let me take a picture, this, that, and that. I look up, the nigga then ran down. We all the way at the top of the staircase first off. The nigga then ran. I look up, the nigga taking off down the stairs with 5 more extra. I'm like, damn, I thought he was gangster. The whole time I'm right there still working with him. I'm telling him we could keep this gangster and be gangster, and I respect it's gonna be what it's gonna be. Just keep this gangster. There's one gangster.
Then, on January the 20th, a Chicago-based YouTuber, Word from the Trenches, would upload a vlog where he hangs out with the BKN members in their hood, with this vlog also including a member called Monty, who also goes by the name Drench, or Czar, and who would allegedly be one of the people involved in Lil Jeff's robbery.
Who that?
Drench right here. That's another one of the guys.
He by himself, man. I don't think brother, all the way on the other end, brother. On the other end, he by himself.
Drench. Hey, tell she go up, man. I need some loose sleep, man.
Hey, this
I for the guest I got him in the big
Drench, come up,
Drench. I need loose sleep, man. And y'all already know my name, Drench. Zah, they call me Zah. Smoke your dumb like some Zah. They say I don't stop smoking. Like some Zah.
Later, in the same vlog, BKN members can be seen hanging out inside a hallway of one of their buildings, when Monty gets a FaceTime call from none other than Lil Jeff, with the energy between the two seeming tense, as Monty begins by asking Jeff where that J at, meaning jewelry, before showing off a watch on his wrist to the camera and saying again, let me see the J's, whilst also telling Jeff that they're all right here while showing his posse, as well as someone asking either Jeff or someone else how much their watch is costing, with the main member of the vlog, rapper Pooh, seemingly wholly uninterested in including Jeff in their vlog.
Shit on my big cousin show. 2 feet B-no, yeah, really the whole 4L gang. Like, I with the whole 4L. Shout out Young Nudie and my cousin too. All my folk down there in the 8. It going on for real.
You ain't gotta buy your man like you like entry wise like shit.
Really, like, I ain't gonna lie, twin. Like,
look, man, we got JL, man.
Hold on, y'all. Hold on. I ain't gonna lie.
Put that J in there.
Look, only artists I really wanna
We right now probably big 30, goddamn.
Hey, how much that is on y'all wrist right there, man?
Hold on, y'all. Hold on.
Only 6 days after the release of this vlog, on Friday the 26th of January 2024, Monty and another member of BKN or Jungle called Lil Rob, real name Robert Boston, would be attending the Innovations High School located in downtown Chicago, more specifically in an area called the Loop. And then, close to 12:30 p.m, Monty and Lil Rob, together with other students, were seemingly heading out of the school, likely going on their lunch break, with one exit being next to the Washington or Warbush L train station, a very busy location, particularly during the lunch hour. Soon after exiting the school building, two cars would suddenly pull up with several masked shooters hopping out of the cars and opening fire towards Monty and Lil Rob. After the shooting was over, someone standing on the train platform above the street level would capture the truly disturbing scene of the last moments of the two young boys who had been shot, whilst their friends and members of the public crowd around them in sheer shock, with some attempting to do what little they could to try and save their lives. Unfortunately, there was nothing to be done, and both Monty and Lil Rob were later pronounced dead in the Northwestern Memorial Hospital, while a third, unrelated victim would be grazed in her jacket, the bully fortunately missing her body. Not long after the shooting, the area would be bustling with local media who would interview witnesses that had seen or heard the shooting, including the woman who had just nearly missed getting shot herself.
Went through my arm, but during that shooting, Berenice Vargas says she was grazed with one of the bullets.
I heard like 4 shots, and that was all super anxious and sad, and I was afraid that it hit me too by accident.
Another witness would describe the shots being let off, sounding like a firecracker, perhaps meaning that at least one of the shooters was using a switch on their pistol.
Like a firecracker, you know, like something like a firecracker, you know, like a 10-15 shot. Boom, 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 boom.
Local shopkeeper Mohammed Ashik describes diving for cover as bullets were flying, witnessing the aftermath, an emotional scene unfolding right in front of him.
Everybody looking right and left, you know, over there has a people crying, you know, kids crying, you know.
All of this happening near Innovations High School, where the two boys were students. Crisis responder Andrew Holmes speaking with the boys' families Friday night.
The 16-year-old just had a smile, that he kept a smile. The 17-year-old, you know, he was just trying to work hard to just go into the trade business.
Holmes furious, like many other community members, about the brazen events that unfolded. He says one of those boys would be celebrating a birthday in just weeks.
You have no right to take another person's life like that. And you know, this is a brutal way. This is cold-blooded murder.
Mayor Brandon Johnson responding to the shooting, writing, quote, "My deepest condolences to their families and the Innovations High School community as they grapple with unimaginable pain and trauma caused by this senseless act of violence."
In the aftermath, even the mayor of Chicago would comment on the senselessness of this attack, and the situation was so serious that it would actually be covered citywide on numerous Chicago news reports, including ABC7 Chicago.
As two families and a community mourn the slaying of the teens, Chicago police continue their search for the gunman responsible for the brazen downtown daylight ambush that claimed the boys' lives. It appears to be business as usual just a day after two teens are gunned down in front of their downtown high school. Many of the bullet-riddled windows have been boarded up following the slaying of 16-year-old Robert Boston and 17-year-old Monterio Williams. Friends say the boys knew each other, and so did their families. Investigators say both teens were shot and killed Friday afternoon near Wabash and Washington Streets as they left school with a group of friends. The teens were students at CPS Charter School Innovations High School. That's when witnesses say a dark-colored car and a dark-colored SUV pulled up and masked gunmen got out and opened fire. Authorities say while some of the attackers got away in the vehicles, at least 2 of them ran away. The wounded students were rushed to an area hospital where they both were pronounced dead. Investigators call the attack isolated and are combing through security camera video from the area. So far, no one is in custody and no arrests have been made. Police are asking anyone with any information to contact Area 3 police detectives.
Already on the night of the 26th, the police would also give a press briefing on the investigation so far, showing that the CPD was likely taking this case much more seriously than an average South or West Side shooting due to the extremely central location of this double murder.
First of all, I'd like to start out by offering our condolences on behalf of Superintendent Snelling and the 2 cars, 2 of the thoughts and prayers are with the families of these 2 for confrontation. And she, you know, the
right this Chicago in broad daylight.
At this time, no one's in custody at this time.
Astonishingly, despite this seemingly being a targeted Hitman-style execution taking place in one of the most central locations in Chicago in broad daylight, there would seemingly not be any possible suspects in the aftermath of the shooting. But there would certainly be a whole lot of dissing going on, particularly towards Monty, with members of the Bloodhounds also taking part in this on social media. And it seems that in the week following the shooting, there may have been some get-back shootings happening too. Because in early February, Jeff would post on his Instagram how his ops had lost their mind and were killing innocent people. Jeff would also seemingly get a new tattoo around this time of 10 teardrops falling down his neck, the message being that he had now officially updated his body count to 10 murders. But perhaps most notably, 2 of these teardrops appeared to be connected to each other, with many people believing that these 2 connected teardrops actually referenced Lil Rob and Monty's murders. Meanwhile, BKN were also seemingly dissing Jeff with a rapper called Get Back Dot, dropping a music video for his song Lost My Mind, also in the beginning of February, where 2 watches are shown together with the song title, these watches being clearly different from the earlier video, supposedly showing BKN members flexing Jeff's watches, yet seemingly very similar to the other 2 watches that Jeff had displayed on his second Instagram, with this suggesting to me that he hadn't got the watches back, but had at the very least upgraded or kept a much better pair of watches. However, the next move from Jeff would be the motherlode of apparent self-snitching that would end up arguably changing his whole career trajectory, as on the 16th of February 2024, exactly 3 weeks after the shooting that claimed the lives of Monty and Lil Rob, Jeff would release his biggest song to date, a track titled Ah, together with a music video that now has almost 2 million views. The video begins with the Bloodhounds showing off their full gun arsenal, before Jeff begins his confession, verse, starting by saying how he's toting a 10 milli and that his gun has some recoil, before saying then people did what they did and therefore had to pay the consequences. He then proceeds to explain how he still hops out of the car when he's doing hits and also drives the car because he's so thirsty to catch his ops, before saying that you would think he's lying if he told you about all the things he did in the streets. But Jeff was only getting warmed up, because he then proceeds to state that when he speaks it's only facts and that his supposed victim was screaming ah when he got hit, and how this person had been acting tough online but was now laying on the floor. This was another jaw-dropping lyric when you consider the fact that in the footage of Lil Rob and Monty after they've been shot lying on the floor, you can actually hear one of them screaming, ah. Jeff then puts the icing on the cake by rapping how he just walked into the lid store to buy 2 hats, a hat, of course, being slang for catching a body and murdering someone, going on to say that he's really stepping in blood, which would eventually become the name of his posthumous debut album, before explaining how his victims didn't get a chance to run, so can't say that he tripped, and that Jeff and his buddies hopped out with 4 guns and 2 people got hit. Jeff then further continues by saying that he has lost his Draco, so he's going to have to use a switch on his pistol, and that before they were his ops, they were his fans. And the verse just keeps on going, with Jeff then rapping how somebody's best friend died and he wishes that he was dead with him, but it won't take too long until he's also dead, because Jeff is a madman who can't stop chasing and killing his ops, before explaining that they got the drop on their ops and spin the block, which would indeed seemingly be the only way that an attack like the one pulled off on Monty and Lil Rob could even be pulled off. Jeff would say that his favorite ops got killed, and he then appears to forget for a moment that he was in the middle of a confession, or perhaps he simply begins to reminisce about his earlier crimes, as he then lays down some bars about taking cops on high-speed chases and how he refused to fight and will just kill you. He explains how he loves robbing people for their jewelry, particularly watches, as well as being so thirsty that he might even take your socks off your feet, as well as saying that he'll pull up on the side of your car and kill you right there. Jeff then continues saying how he's the top op and known for putting his victims on Fox News, with the local Fox 32 Chicago channel also being one of the first news outlets that reported on the killing of Monty and Lil Rob.
We begin with breaking news. 2 high school students killed in a Chicago Loop shooting.
Jeff then finally ends the song by saying that he is indeed everything that they say he is, a slimy guy who will walk you down before killing you, before shouting out Q50 and sending a stern message to all his ops that they better watch their mouths when talking about Jeff. But of course, Jeff was only getting started with the dissing with this song, and he would soon continue disrespecting his ops on social media, where even Shoebox Baby from O Block would comment on his live questioning how come Jeff suddenly has so many views, asking him if he's a rapper now, while Jeff would rap lyrics from his Ah song before noticing that a BKN member was commenting how Jeff was going to die, with Jeff then dissing BKN, saying how sending threats had gotten Sav killed, this being a possible reference to a 17-year-old boy from Jungle's neighborhood called Ray Sav, real name Raekwon Williams. He was killed in 2016 and had seemingly been even close to Vert in the past, as well as saying that sending threats had also got Lil Rob killed, the implication likely being that Lil Rob had died due to Monty's actions.
Before they was asking, he said, Sab, you gonna die. And that's why Sab ass dead now, because y'all ass sending threats and that get your mans. You said threats like that, and then your homie go get now you gonna merch it on him next. Now it's on Drake. Now it's on Lil Rob. You know what I'm saying? Now it's on all these new ass.
Jeff would also then begin to diss a young alleged BKN member called Baby Do It, real name Kadoni Smith Jr., who was found shot to death inside of a burning car in December 2023 at only 15 years old, with this murder allegedly being a get back for Monty killing 2 equally young boys from a rival set.
They put y'all shorty in a trunk and set his ass on fire. Y'all look, I ain't that man. I ain't got pissed out like that jet. Whoa. They burnt this to hell. They said this quick. Boy, I let better go play somewhere for it.
Still in February, Jeff would also post a picture of himself smoking on 2 blunts at 2:20 p.m. with the Chiracologists, who were now beginning to turn into full-blown Lil Jeffologists, commenting why couldn't he wait until that time was 2:22 p.m. to make the message even more obvious, with everybody now seemingly involved in this inside joke that Jeff was sharing about allegedly killing 2 high school students. Jeff's apparent self-snitching about the case would only become more brazen as time went on, and in April, he would once again do what appeared to be either a semi-confession or alternatively an example of Jeff reaching a level of trolling as promotion that resembled a true work of art, as Jeff's music was now beginning to reach some noticeable popularity, not least due to the rumors of him being behind this brazen double murder.
All kids, they down. I'm done giving kids passes. It's a wrap. You know that if I get mad enough, the will start happening. And y'all know this by now. I went black for like a week and poof, gotta go. After that one, poof, I came back, poof. Long live them though.
I was gonna buy some gym shorts that cost me $60 each, but after hearing about this $10 shorts deal, I never looked back. Shorts like the ever so tactical one short.
In April, he would make the now infamous Instagram post of him holding a picture of 2 hats with the description supposedly symbolizing each of his victims with a different emoji, with the last 2 emojis being those of a graduation cap, another rather obvious reference to the fact that Monty and Lil Rob were killed while leaving their high school. Also, seemingly around this time, Jeff would post a cryptic story on IG of his phone screen with the date 13th of January, which would have been almost exactly 2 weeks before the murders of Monty and Lil Rob. In the story, Jeff says that he never wants to feel like he felt that day, and that after whatever happened that day, he made a promise to himself never to forget, and that it's been 4 months since he stood on business, plus then some. Vert 2 was seemingly participating in the dissing, releasing a song and music video titled Out West, with Vert of course seemingly having a long and personal connection with the West Side sets Jungle and BKN that had now come to an end, just like his long affiliation with Trap City had come to a close the previous year. In the song, Vert raps how he's not too cocky to ask his friends for help before seemingly dissing Jungle and BKN for trying to beef with him whilst their homies had been killed, and specifying how he had been just chilling and kicking back when hearing who had gotten killed, this perhaps being a reference to Monty. Vert dedicating an entire song to allegedly dissing his old friends from the West Side seems to point to his involvement in whatever took place between the Bloodhounds and BKN, which is also something that members from Trap City, including his former friend Tiro, would later indicate during his vlog with X-Man Rico.
And the reason I was saying that too though, because some things unforgivable. For like one thing I wanted to ask you, because bro said this happened over a chain. People was reaching out trying to have me do a story, tell me about Vert got robbed and something like that, and that's why the beef started.
Got robbed by who?
I don't know who did it, but they say Vert got robbed and shot.
Nah, he ain't talking about that. He talking about when Vert. Oh, out west?
He did get poked?
I don't know. I heard they got something happened to him. I heard some shorty them took their ass. I was locked up, folks. So I was saying, I was just heading to the county. Yeah, I was in the county. But got robbed and I Tino through the grapevine. What you doing? Shorty them got back on phone. Shorty them got back. For sure.
In between the dissing, Jeff was also increasingly boasting about his other favourite hobby together with Q50. This hobby, of course, being allegedly robbing people for their jewellery, particularly watches. With this boasting almost seemingly also getting mixed in with slick disses towards BKN. Jeff and Q50 would even proudly show their bounties during Instagram lives, even showing pictures of their alleged victim, a man called 6300 Bredo, and their bloody hands wearing the stolen watches.
I'm gonna show y'all who got it. One him, but it was his number. I'm gonna show y'all. Look, first he had on. It's them right here. Ooh, I see it. He ain't had none of this. What a burst of that. Man, look, we exposing this. Show that dick. We got an AP already, Storm. I'm having a way in Chicago, Illinois. Now we got another road.
Hey man, get them people that shit back. Like
they should never been trying to kick it down the line of green. That's it, $10 that cost him his whole hustle career. Everything he worked hard for, it cost lost it all.
Damn.
Hey, Lil Jeff, you said take this picture.
I was about now. Oh, I got blood on them diamonds and I still wore it.
This part of my tattoo.
They don't know if that's a tattoo or ring.
Nah, they know. The Bloodhounds feel like they the only ones exist in the rack. You might as well.
You don't know other but the guy.
This alleged watch incident with Bredo would allegedly even lead to something way more serious, as not long after, a member called Slide from his TMC set would allegedly get shot in the head, his exact condition after this alleged shooting remaining a mystery, while Jeff and Q50 would once again hop on social media to mercilessly troll their ops, even saying that Jeff's 11th body was now pending.
On my dead grandmother's head,
somewhere on the deathbed, down, if not dead, down this moment.
If not dead, die this moment.
It hurts. He can't even talk to y'all. He can't even tell you how he feel right now. He don't even know. He's supposed to be 11 right now, but I'm pinned.
In one ominous live, Jeff would also say how they weren't expecting him to make it to 2024, but that he's made it with a new watch on his wrist, before once again saying how he's up 10 bodies.
They say I wasn't supposed to make it to New Year's. I done made it to a new year with a new watch. These hate me. I done made it to a new year with an AP. I love the new year. I'm so happy I made it. I done made it, yeah. Let me make it, now I'm icy. They can't take it. I'm up 10, I need some more. Play that real quick.
In this same live, Jeff would also tell how he's taking his fans to killing school, but all the applicants need to have at least 2 bodies under their belts, mentioning how he's putting this limit in place as a tradition, which seems to be yet another reference to Monty and Lil Rob, as well as referring to the infamous King Von lyric where he says that you're not a true killer unless you've got 2 bodies.
I'm taking just to killing school. Class start next week.
It was a dream to return to the world. Go wash your hair, moisturize that shit. Stop killing people, nigga.
You got it.
Those demonic ass probably moisturize that shit in blood, nigga. Go get you some motherfucking shea butter, nigga. Damn. Just
Class
a demon.
Start next week.
Folks said just a demon.
You gotta at least have 2 bodies though. For I ain't coming with no. If you ain't got shit, I can't work with no beginners, folks. You gotta at least have
folks have some problematic
2. I'm gonna be out 2 minimum. I'm gonna start at 2 minimum, cause y'all know why I'm gonna start at 2 minimum. Now I'm just doing it for a tradition. I'm gonna start at 2 minimum, man. 2, you gotta have a minimum of 2. No, anything, you gotta have 2. You gotta have a minimum of 2 of them to come to school. You just gonna sit your dumb ass in this seat, and whatever I say, do it. If you do anything scary, I'm smoking yo. Nah, I'm just playing. I'ma have to though, cause now it's like I just thought you was ready and you lied. Now I gotta kill you and throw you over there in the lake. I'm about to water.
Jeff was clearly feeling himself, and he would also seemingly start and intensify beefs with numerous other people and sets.
800, a snake, OTV, a whole low end. Nah. Yeah. Hey, shorty, Mike, y'all. That's yeah. You nigga, Chicago, matter of fact, the city, all y'all too watching me.
Oh yeah, Brody Hall of Fame crash out.
One of these being another popular Chicago rapper, YFG Fatso, who Jeff would often diss on social media.
That's the crash dummy.
That little boy better play his part, you know that?
This would seemingly even lead to a false rumor in April that Jeff had been killed, which Fatso would allegedly help spread, with the drill expert Squid Ape then making a post on his Instagram debunking these rumors. But anyway, things had also been happening in the streets closer to home, as in March 2024, a well-respected Trap City OG called Lil D, real name Delegance Crawl, had been killed following an argument during an insane shootout where Lil D was also able to shoot his killer, before another man would take his gun and chase his killer down and shoot him some more. Despite Trap City and Drill City and the Bloodhound still being in deadly beef, both Jeff and Vert would pay their respects to Lil D on social media, showing how mixed up the friendships, alliances and rivalries had gotten at this point between these two factions. A few months later, another tragedy would strike when another OG, 36-year-old man named Tyrone McClinton would lose his life. Better known in the streets as TY, Ty, or G-Ty, he was allegedly from the infamous set NLMB that are closely affiliated with Drill City, with some even theorizing whether the hit on Monty and Lil Rob had been done by the Bloodhounds together with the younger members from NLMB who go by the name Shorty Mob. Ty would be killed in Drill City's hood as he and 2 other men were approached by 4 suspects who would open fire, injuring the 2 other men whilst killing Ty. Someone would even allegedly post a security camera footage of the shooting, showing shooters surprising Ty and others from behind the corner. The location where the shooting happened is at the very heart of Drill City's hood, on the intersection of 79th Street and Cottage Grove. This location, particularly a liquor store there called Happy, being known as a particularly dangerous location, and following Ty's death, that liquor store would be closed for good. According to some Chiracologists, the shooting that would lead to Ty's death would in fact be about the beef between Drill City and BKN, with some even claiming that the shooters were actually out there looking for Jeff himself. But as of right now, the case remains open, and there is seemingly very little to go off to verify any of these claims. Meanwhile, Jeff's career was now truly taking off, and he was grabbing the attention of many local YouTubers, with On a Couch TV being the first to drop an interview with Jeff and the Bloodhounds on the 8th of May, the interview being filmed at the Grand Crossing Park in Drill City's hood. And this interview would include numerous quotables, including On a Couch asking about some watches having gone missing, to which the Bloodhounds reply by saying that they have no idea about any watches, whilst Q50 adds that Jeff doesn't even like watches.
They definitely wanted me to ask you, like, do y'all be safe out here? It was some situation they wanted me to ask about, like with some watches or something came up missing.
About who?
Like somebody or some watch or something from over here probably got took or something.
Don't even like watches, man. We take that
The conversation then turns to Z Money, with Jeff and Q50 showing off their Z Money tattoos before Q50 starts his trademark clapathon, and describing the get back for Z Money as relentless, before adding that the same things they cried about, their ops died about.
So how do y'all move out here? Everybody probably see y'all got the Z Money
real sandbox. Relentless.
Relentless.
That's like that.
I ain't gonna lie, that's hard. I wanted to see it. I wanted to run that part. That shit was hard.
On a Couch would also note to Jeff that a lot of their songs have been getting leaked lately, before saying that fans have been telling him to ask Jeff about a song called Die Els, the song name being of course another reference to Leal, before Lil Scoom steps in front of the camera and starts rapping the lyrics to Jeff's hit song, Ah.
And you pop it right now, man. A lot of people been experiencing links like Lil Scoom, everybody, they been leaking their songs, man. They love that your song Els or Die Els or something. They said give them a snippet or something. I don't know. They just asked me to tell you to give them a snippet or something.
What's that? Oh, that's the I think that's
They've been spamming that too. They tell them to rap some of that.
He say, boom, 10 million. And this got some cake. Did what they did. They had to pay the consequence and hop out basketball. We hop out shooting and drive. You play with me, you get it's a song they leaked on YouTube already.
Yeah,
hey,
think
stop
so.
leaking that music before we come rob
They said it.
Okay. Yeah, they leaked my. They already got the song. They want me to rap it.
Vert would also participate in the interview, as On a Couch asks them if people in the streets should stay off social media, with Vert replying that they're just trolling online and that everything they say is just a game, like GTA or Call of Duty.
We feel like you really like in the streets, for real, like you shouldn't even play on the internet.
It's called trolling, bro. To a certain
extent, yeah, you got
trolling, bro. That's enough. We be trolling, bro.
Because we live in a time right now where like a lot of rappers actually live the life they say, whether it's like trapping or anything, even like
GTA, Call of Duty. What you say?
So when y'all like in the booth and all that, how do y'all stay away from like even incriminating lyrics? As we see what Young Thug and all them going through for rap lyrics.
It's for entertainment purpose. GTA, Call of Duty. I told you. I'll be with Lil Jeff, nigga, free.
This interview would be followed by another one later in May, this time by DJU, this of course being the famous interview where Jeff would go semi-viral for sniffing some crushed up Percocets with Q50, whilst humorously calling the stuff Tony Montana, making many believe that Jeff was in fact taking uppers, not downers, before describing himself as a functional cluck, meaning a functional drug addict.
Yeah, but y'all not
a functional
having no like no troubles to where y'all gotta around go to rehab or nothing, right?
Hell nah. Hell nah. That's cluck.
See you all that scratching your face.
I'm a functional cluck. I can function.
Yeah, I hope we're going to functional cluck.
And still live my everyday life.
DJU would also bring up Jeff's supposed 10 bodies, asking why the internet is painting him to be such a monster, with Jeff replying how all of the rumors about him are just coming from Reddit, showing that Jeff was indeed well aware of the infamy and dedicated fan base that he was building amongst Reddit's hardcore drill fan community with his wild antics in the streets and on
really
songs.
know about
I'm going to tell you right now why I thought you was from the UK. Because they said Bloodhound Lil Jeff got 10 bodies. I said, okay, well, he can't be in Iraq then. This must be, you feel me? In the UK. You know what I'm saying? Let's talk about the real Bloodhound Lil Jeff, right? Why these folks on the internet make you out to be this monster?
I don't know, for they ass up in the head.
So look, I just watched shout out to SNTV, right? Street News TV.
What is that?
Let me cite my source. He made a video about you. It says Bloodhound Lil Jeff. Is he self-snitching or clout chasing? It's the video I watched today. And man, in the first 60 seconds of the video, he refers to you as an example of what not to do for the youth. He said, man, this guy right here, this is what y'all should not do. You know what I mean? And he kind of broke down, you know, some stuff he found online. So where are these, you know, type of rumors coming from?
The grapevine. That's coming out Reddit, man. That's how you found me, right?
Yeah.
That gotta stop, bro. This is not real.
You definitely heavy on Reddit for sure. You get posted on there like almost every day.
DJU would also ask Jeff about him always having so many watches, with Jeff trolling by responding that really the people are just letting him have them.
Another thing I picked up online from your social media activity is you be having a lot of watches.
You see this? Man, this just come on.
Where you be getting all these fly watches from?
That's sweet.
Okay.
So free be giving them to me, really. They just be letting them keep them type shit. Like, they like put them on, I just keep them.
They be friendly as hell.
Word. I see it's still on your
Let
wrist,
me
right?
have them, bro.
So it was a situation where a guy tried to get high and he lost his watch.
Nah, who? What time? Where you read that shit?
On Reddit.
Yeah, they is. See, some of that shit, I tell you.
Oh no, but they picked it up off your video. You said that they tried to get a $10 whatever y'all
I
call
talking
it.
about that shit. I thought you was saying I was trying to get high. Oh yeah. Yeah, man.
Listen about man.
Yeah. That one about it for real.
What?
He let me see this.
He ain't never
I'm
asked you to
really
return.
borrowing it right now.
I'm about to say he never
I'm
asked
gonna give it back, so I'll just borrow it.
DJU then continues by asking if anyone has ever
Yo,
taken
niggas
anything from
gotta
him,
stop
likely already knowing the answer,
trolling.
with Jeff responding by rehashing the events leading up to the deaths
Niggas
of Monty and
gotta
Lil Rob
stop
for quoting his
trolling.
song. Saying they did what they did, before Vert cuts in and does a whistling sound, with every Chiracologist in the audience surely being able to read between the lines the message that Jeff was sending. But Jeff then caps the topic off by saying that it wasn't really about nothing and he just took the L and moved on.
Have someone ever tried to take like some of your belongings from you?
Now listen, I ain't gonna lie. I did run off on me before. I will tell you that. Did what they did.
What, he zeroed you on the move or something?
Yeah, basically.
That happens to the best of us, bro. We done all been finessed.
Yeah, his ass ran off and it wasn't about shit.
We done all been finessed, bro.
It a little
That's what comes with the streets.
It wasn't about nothing at all. I'm talking about at all.
Yeah, I feel like that ain't nothing. Like, I feel
Hell
like
no,
you
that's
can't even
bitch
count
ass
that. I mean, you can count it as an L, but you just charge that.
That's
game.
scary, ain't it? Like, what I'm doing about scary
Charge of the game.
shit.
That's all.
Yep, I just took my L and moved on.
I just took my L and moved on to kill two niggas behind it. Hey, whoa.
DJU then attempts to further dig into the topic, asking if these events turned him into a monster, but Jeff responds by implying that no, because he's been had ops. The conversation then turned to asking what it really was that turned Jeff into a savage, with Jeff replying that it was actually the death of Z-Money, saying how after his death, all he has seen is red.
Did that turn you to like some type of monster on some shit like, man, these?
Nah, it been these. That just made me watch these. Okay, watch these. Now,
Right. So what was the one situation that has occurred in your life that made you say, fuck these niggas?
I told you, ran off on me.
Nigga, that's what I just asked.
For that, like you said, it's been.
It been these. I ain't gonna lie, my homie dad, that's on my face right here.
Z-Money?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was super these after that. Fuck everybody after that.
Okay, I see Z-Money on his face as well. Y'all share the same tattoo.
Another.
So this definitely had to be somebody that meant a lot to both of y'all. How long ago was his passing?
May. What was that last May?
Yeah.
January, March, April.
About a year
That
ago?
shit was a year ago. Yeah.
No, March. Yeah, March.
Yeah, that was March.
Last March.
Yeah. It been a year.
And how did this death affect your mentality, brother?
These niggas, all I see is red.
Jeff would seemingly also troll Lil Rob and Monty by repeatedly saying, stay in school.
Hold on, let me do a redo. What you say, stay in school? Yeah, come on, redo. I'm still saying y'all though, cause I don't with them. They be on some bullshit. Come on, you ready? I can redo it.
Yeah, it's rolling, brother. You ain't even. They heard you.
Then stay in school. That's it, that's all.
Stay in school.
But everybody else, except for the people that need to stay in school.
The interview would finally end on a truly telling note, with Vert taking a box of cereal, made famous by the Whoop Man himself and the official peace pusher of Chicago, social media influencer FYB J-Mane, pouring his promotional cereal The Whoops on the floor before stepping on them, showing that unlike J-Mane, one thing the Bloodhounds truly had no interest in was pushing peace.
DJU, Bloodhound Lil Jeff, everybody stay in school. Hey, shout out to Word to Production. Shout out AMF Visuals. You can take them whoops home with you, brother. Damn. Damn.
He just left on the woo.
He over whooping.
Jeff's rap career was now on a new level, and still in May, he would head off on his first trip to Los Angeles as a popping new artist. On the 21st of May, AMF will drop a vlog about their LA trip, where Jeff, Scoom, and Vert can be seen living the rapper lifestyle, chilling in a big Airbnb.
Head ass was mad as shit. He had to sweep that up back to the video.
Driving in fancy cars.
Nah, fool, you gotta play one of our shit, bro.
They got us, is what it is, and shit, I'm going back.
What you on, man?
Free phone now. I owe jail call for the guys, man.
Shopping.
That's the escalator right there, man.
That's what we doing, we leaving.
We just had to make this force to pull the camera out. He won't pull the camera out. Say right here. Come on, get that J in up. Get that in up.
And of course, hanging out and recording new music in the studio.
Hold on, Bert. I gotta get close. I cannot miss. Ain't nothing wrong. I gotta say. Do the news.
Do the move.
Dahmer on the way.
They next to the news. White.
One M on the way, you at 300K.
300?
300,000 views on that. Jamie Foxx.
The vlog ends with the crew preparing to head back to Chicago for Scoom's birthday party, with his birthday being on Sunday the 12th of May, whilst the party seemingly being planned for Saturday the 11th.
You ready to go back home?
You know that party on Saturday for Scoom's birthday.
Unfortunately, the day after Scoom's birthday party, and on the actual day of his birthday, on the 12th of May, another young man would lose his life. This man being a 22-year-old named Khalil Dunbar, who was better known in the streets as an alleged member of the 8-Tray mob called Baby KD. According to news reports, KD had been in an alley near the 10800 block of South Indiana Avenue, this area being far away from the hood of the 8-Tray mob, when he was shot in the neck and taken to the Christ Medical Center, where he would later pass away. KD had seemingly been close friends with both Clay and True, the 8-Tray members killed in 2021, allegedly by the Bloodhounds according to some rumors, and he would often post tributes to them on his social media. Perhaps not so surprisingly, at this point, after KD's death, Jeff would soon seemingly begin to claim this murder as well.
Give me 30 seconds so I can show you the trading strategies that allowed me to become a full-time trader and quit my job 2 years ago, while also
as he would go on live on Instagram and officially update his body count, saying that he's on his toes now because he can no longer count with his fingers, before simply stating, F it, it's 11.
Hold your wrist up. Hey, when he play this, y'all know what the going on. I'm on my toes.
Oh my God, young boys' influence on this generation.
I want to bust it. Ooh, 2 AP, don't play with him. Yeah, he want him. Yeah. This shit ain't pretty. That shit ain't pretty. I'm gonna bust your head. 3 fight. That shit is 11. You gonna be 8 and I'm gonna scan your scary to hell, nigga.
Q50 would also make his official body count update in late May, saying how he's up 8 now, whilst back in March 2024, the number had seemingly still been just 7. After supposedly coming back for a quick birthday bash and a murder, Jeff would then soon head back to LA to continue living the rapper lifestyle again with Vert and Scoom, this time right in time for Vert's birthday, which was on the 26th of May. During this trip, Jeff would end up linking with several Chicago drill legends, including Rico Reckless and G Herbo.
We the rappers that rap the rappers. That rap the rappers. We rap like it's Christmas. Ain't no duplicating this.
We rap shit like it's Christmas. Boy, we kill for real.
Hey, I say Lil Vert, Lil Jeff, because they different, bro. They ain't trying to rap.
We rapping, we trapping, we trapping.
Did what they did, man.
We mapping.
Ain't no light right here. Ain't no light right here.
Nah, I'm gonna get off the phone though.
He would also be shooting music videos with his manager AMF, one of these being the music video for the song LAX, released on May the 28th. The song itself being a tribute to the city that Jeff returned to after allegedly catching his 11th body, where Jeff once again aims disses at Monty, saying how he turned Czar into Czar, with this being an obvious play on one of Monty's nicknames being Czar, and with Czar also referring to a strain of high-grade cannabis, as well as likely being a reference to the vlog, where Monty himself says they call him Czar, and he'll smoke your dumb ass like some Czar.
Hey, y'all already know my name, Drake. Czar, they call me Czar, smoke your dumb like some Czar.
The song itself racked up 25,000 views in its first day of uploading, which isn't superstar numbers, but telling of a genuinely engaged core fan base that Jeff was cultivating at the moment. Jeff was showing potential in music, but his lyrics were so demonic, it was hard to imagine his story ending any other way than tragedy. And unfortunately for him, soon he would end up in the sort of situations that he always rapped about putting other people in. And just like his ops, soon the whole world will be logging onto the internet to see the demise of the latest killer drill rapper in 4K.
And with that being said, man, we're going to get into that third part tomorrow. You feel what I'm saying? I appreciate y'all for sitting through this, watching, coming through. I love y'all niggas, man. I'm going to see y'all in the next one. You feel me? Be safe, yeah?